everyone. Malaysia property buyers lost hundreds of thousands, even millions, because they were unaware of schemes like private lease. So they paid all the money but ended up with no actual home ownership. World-renowned interior designers, branded residences, prime of the promised locations, everything looked perfect. What could possibly go wrong? But it did, still. So in this video, I will share with you five simple but powerful questions you must ask yourself before signing on the dotted line on your JB Property, Johor Property. The last one might surprise you because it is so often taken for granted. So stay tuned till the end. First up, the first question that you must ask yourself is, why am I buying this Johor property in the first place? Why? The Johor property market is buzzing, it is hot, people feel FOMO, fear of missing out. I should buy now while it is still cheap. But it is what it is for. It is for investment, for on-stay, for weekend home, for retirement. If you are not clear on the reason why, you are putting yourself in a very dangerous position. Buying property without clarity is like driving without a destination. So you jump into your car and you step on the accelerator, but you don't know whether you want to go north, south, east, west. You are just driving because just like everyone else. Sure, you might end up somewhere nice, but the chances are you might waste petrol, time, or you might even end up in the wrong place. So buying property is the same. Without clarity, you risk ending up with a home that doesn't fit your requirement, or worse, the financial burden. So let me put you another analogy. So it's like you are buying stock without directions. So there are thousands of companies on Malaysia Bursa. You are so efficient, you analyze one company a day, but you still need 3 years to analyze all the 1,000 companies on Bursa, because you don't have clarity on what you really want to buy, whether it is tech stock, consumer goods, healthcare. By the time you are done, your research is outdated and you waste a lot of time. So with clarity, you know that for Johor property, if it is for investment, you should spend your time on or focus on properties within 1 kilometer from RTS, CIQ. Don't spend too much time on properties farther 10, 20 kilometers away. If it is for retirement, do you really want smaller, higher per square foot units near RTS? Unless you really want the hustle and bustle of the city life, right? Second, do you know the property title? After recent cases, the question is more important than ever. In Malaysia, there are freehold and leasehold titles, so don't assume everything is freehold. The private lease scheme is rare, but with proper research and a good lawyer, it will have been discovered. Also, ask yourself whether it is individual title, especially for landed houses. Yes, you generally have more freedom to modify with individual title. For of course, with approval from authority. And for strata title, yes, individual title, strata title, where there will be less freedom and for external modifications, but often it provides a stronger long-term capital value to your property. So you just imagine you buy a property because you want to build an extra floor, a private swimming pool, pickleball court maybe, then later you find out you can't. That will be a disaster. So third, what is the developer reputations? Developer reputation is critical. So with tools like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, we can easily create a checklist of what makes a reliable developer. Then you just check how the developer of your project score, using ChatGPT, using DeepSeek. Not all developers are the same. Some are established with strong track records, of course, but some are new and might face project delay or financial risk. Even if a project looks stunning, branded residences, prime of the primest locations, famous designers, anything is still possible, and you could have avoided if you do your proper research and ask yourself the right question. 4. Have you checked the location and accessibility? So they say there's a saying in property where locations. And it is true. Proximity to CIQ, RTS stations, highway, and amenity will determine both convenient and future appreciations. For example, if a condo is 300 meters from Bukit Johor RTS stations, it will likely see higher rental demand than your 20 minutes away properties. But don't just rely on brochure or advertisement. Visit the site. Use Google Maps, street review, check in for Airbnb, or go for existing stay, feel yourself, or ask your agent for a live video walkthrough. Remember, this is not a few hundred ringgit. It's 100,000 or even million of monies at stake. So a bit of effort is definitely going to go a long way. So finally, the last one is the most overlooked question is, do you really know your numbers? We have all seen ads claiming 7%, 8% ROI, but how are these numbers calculated? Do we really know? As agents, we usually show, ROI, the potential gross rental divided to net purchase price. That is your ROI. So you can estimate your potential gross rental from asking prices on multiple property portals. But is that enough? Think of it like running a lemonade stand. So you buy the stand, which is your property, and you estimate your revenue from selling lemon. But have you counted the cost of sugar, water, cups, maintenance, tax, and many more? So in property, have you considered furniture costs, management fee, service charges, vacancy, sometimes? So after all these expenses are counted, you might only get 3% return. So why you go through all this trouble if the expected return is lower than your fixed deposit? So there you have it, the 5 questions you must ask yourself before buying a property in Johor. Of course, there are more things: financing, legality, all the tax issue, RPGT. But this 5 will protect you from some of the most common and costly mistakes. Remember, this isn't like buying groceries, especially for Singapore dollar earners. Johor properties may seem cheap compared to Singapore, but it is still a huge amount of money. Think carefully before you commit. As always, if you would like a personalized advice or property recommendations, just feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to guide you. So lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can benefit. See you on the next one.